What's up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why your metabolism is slow and why that's the number one thing holding you back from losing stubborn fat and keeping it off for good. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones, and I was a former sports sales executive for about a year in the NFL. So let's jump right in to the video, guys. So the first things first is that you have more body fat than you do lean muscle mass. And when it comes to working out, guys, and exercising as a whole, the number one mistake I see people in the world of, sports sales and just in general make is that they're not weightlifting at all, or they're just doing a bunch of cardio every single week, 4 or 5 times a week, or even 7 days a week. And what they don't know when they're not weightlifting is your body has no reason to keep the muscle mass you already do have, so it naturally lets it go over time. It's something called atrophy, right? Not to get too scientific. And if you're doing a bunch of cardio and you're not lifting weights at all, you're also burning calories, which is not just body fat, guys. It's a combination of lean muscle mass, water weight, body fat, just food you ate from the day. So you're not, like with cardio, you're not just burning, fat, you're burning a bunch of other things as well. So when you neglect the weightlifting, your body naturally just going to let go of your muscle that you do have and make it hard for you to build more. And when you have, again, higher amounts of body fat than you do muscle mass, your metabolism is naturally going to be slower, right? Because your body's considered not healthy, guys. So what I did in order to increase, having more lean muscle mass is I hit the gym at least 3 days a week and focus on something called progressive weight training. In other words, progressive overload, where I would go in, lift weights at least 3 days a week, and I would naturally increase my weight by 2.5 to 5 pounds every single week on the lifts that I was doing, so my body could get stronger. And by getting stronger, I was able to lift heavier weight, which is in return going to help me build more lean muscle. And I'm not saying to neglect cardio. You can do cardios in other ways. You can do it by, running only a couple times a week if you enjoy running, or being on the treadmill. Or you could just naturally get 10,000 steps a day and burn calories like that just by doing steady state cardio. Whatever it is, you just want to make sure the weight training is the priority over cardio, so your body has time to build lean muscle, and that way you're not wasting it away. So again, you have to have more lean muscle mass over body fat, and once you do that, your metabolism is naturally going to speed up. Number two is that your hormones are really messed up. And again, a big mistake I see in the world of sales. I even made this mistake too, guys. Just like I made the mistake with cardio. I was a soccer player growing up. I see the people making mistakes of going on, really intense crash diets where they're eating a bunch of clean food, or they're very, very restrictive with their nutrition, which in return makes them develop a shitty relationship with food, which can lead to disordered eating, binge eating, stress eating. You guys have pretty much heard it all at some point. Or you have one meal per day, right? They call it, I forget the acronym, but you just have one meal a day. You skip eating all day and just have one big meal at the end of the day. And what this does to your body, guys, is when you're not fueling your body the right way, you're not, you're skipping meals and barely eating enough throughout your day. What your body does is it starts to naturally slow down your metabolism in order to survive, and how many calories that you burn. So like when you're going on walks, you're hitting the weights, you're going on runs, you're doing all these things, staying active, your body's actually burning less calories than it normally would, because it's in a state of survival. When you're not eating the right amount of food for your body and your goals in order to lose stubborn fat, and you're not, like, again, performing at a high level. So if your body's not getting enough food, you don't have enough energy, and that way your body can't perform at a high level. So it has to do things inside itself to survive, right? To adapt. And one big thing about this, guys, is naturally it will use, obviously, body fat for energy. But if you're not eating enough calories, it will use your body fat. And when that runs out, it will start to take things away from, like, your muscle or other areas where, like, the food that you're eating, the nutrients, would be going towards building your body. It's also using it to survive. And I know most people don't know about that, but that happens when you are in crash diets and you are not, doing, like, eating the right amount of calories and food to fuel your body. So that does affect your hormones, your testosterone if you're a guy, your estrogen levels if you're a girl, and obviously we have a little bit of both, but that's going to start to naturally affect your hormones and send them into your body into a state of stress. And along with this, what also affects your hormone, a big mistake I see, is people don't get enough sleep. Guys, your hormones, your testosterone, your energy, your estrogen, all that stuff is tied big to how much sleep you get. And if you're not getting at least 7-9 hours of sleep per night, your hormones are going to plummet your levels are going to plummet, and it's also going to affect your productivity, your brain function, your cognitive function, all that stuff. But again, it all has a domino effect. So what can you do for these two things in order to boost your hormones back up to where they need to be? Number one, you need to, or I would recommend, you can do whatever you want. I recommend, like I did, I focused on dialing my calories, getting the right amount of calories I needed to eat on a daily basis for my goals to make sure I'm properly fueling my body, and followed an 80-20 rule where, again, so I didn't develop disordered eating because I used to eat only clean and I didn't have a good relationship with food. I followed something called the 80-20 approach, which is 80% of the time have home cooked healthy food, so you're fueling your body with the right food so you have more energy, and 20% of the time have fun, because that creates sustainability, guys. Once you get that down, it's something you can be able to do for a lifetime, so that way it's something you also are highly motivated to stay consistent with, and you're going to see results at the same time when it comes to losing fat and boosting your metabolism. And when it comes to sleep, guys, obviously the goal is always to shoot for 7 days a week of 7 to 9 hours, but I know in the world of sales that's not really realistic all the time. So you always want to shoot for at least half the week where you have at least 7 to 9 hours. So that way your body can at least be refreshed for the majority of the week. And if you are in the gym lifting, your body can then sleep while you're sleeping. It can build your muscles back up so that you come back bigger and stronger. Because if you are doing all the workouts, you're doing nutrition, but you're getting shitty sleep, guys, that's going to hurt your hormones. And at the same time, your body's not going to build back the muscle that you work so hard in the gym to try to build up. And it's just going to be stuck in this shitty cycle of not seeing results, which you're doing a lot more. So again, focus on getting 7 to 9 hours for sleep. That's going to help your hormones and everything get back to where it needs to be, which is only going to fuel your results and speed up your metabolism even more. And lastly, guys, is to follow a proven strategy. Especially in the world of sales, I even did this when I first started, and I gained the 30 pounds of fat that I did in my first 4.5 months of working in sports sales. Is I was kind of just winging it. I was using old routines from college when I had, hours to work out every day, sticking to a 5-day split, or, what I did in athletics. And if your life changes, if you're in a new environment or a new job, right, that same strategies you did before may not work with the new season of life that you're in. And I see the mistake of people just trying to rely on things from the past, or they're just trying to wing it and do it on the fly. And with that mistake, it's like kind of going to if you have a friend or you're going on a date and they tell you to meet at this place, like a restaurant, but they don't give you the exact address, but they tell you the general area. Again, you just don't know where you're going. So you have to go to the general area and then park your car and walk around hoping you find this place. And you might not even find it, or you might be frustrated after an hour or a couple of minutes of walking around and just say, F this date, right? And the same thing's going to happen with your health and fitness. If you're not following a proven strategy, you're not going to know if you're making progress. You're not going to know if you are actually working or making progress towards your goal, and like even having a deadline of when you're going to potentially hit it. And that's going to make you lose motivation. You're not going to be consistent. And if you're following things that are not, sustainable for your lifestyle with where you're at, you're naturally just going to want to give up or turn to disordered eating if you're in a crash diet, right? So the goal is to always follow a proven strategy so you're making actual progress, so you're actually building the right amount of muscle, you're actually losing, stubborn fat, and you're doing it in a way that's sustainable for the long term. And what I did, guys, is I hired a coach. I swallowed my pride, realized I couldn't do it on my own anymore. And once I did that, I stopped winging it, and I stopped doing some work and then not seeing any results, to losing that 30 pounds within the next 4 months and getting to where I am today. And again, this system that I did for myself, I now share with all my clients to this day, and now they're down 20, 25, 30 pounds, 15 pounds, while also building a lot of muscle, and their metabolism is high as it's ever been. So they're naturally burning body fat around the clock just from following a proven strategy, guys, and implementing, getting their hormones back on track and being in the gym, lifting weights, along with a bunch of other things that I can't go into this video today. But guys, these are the 3 main reasons why your metabolism is slow and why it's making it hard for you to lose stubborn fat. And if you do the opposite, or like the things I share with you today, you will get your metabolism back on track, your hormones back on track, and obviously get to your goals a lot sooner than, not knowing exactly if you're progressing or making, getting to your actual destination, guys. So if you follow these 3 things, you will get to exactly where you want to be and get your metabolism back up. And guys, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Let's connect. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel just so you have notifications of when I do drop these next upcoming videos, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.